But a 54-year-old electrician has been arrested by the Revenue Protection Task Force of the Electricity Company of Ghana for installing illegal meters and extorting money from customers. John Fofie was arrested in his hideout at Kunsu in the Hafuano Southwest District of the Ashanti region. Police retrieved 8 fake electricity meters embossed with ECG logos during search in his house. Ohim Interior has more.
ECG Revenue Protection Task Force has been ruthless with customers who owe the power company in electricity bills and engaged in illegal connections. Out of the 5.7 billion Ghana cedis owed by electricity consumers nationwide, the Ashanti region accounts for 1.2 billion Ghana cedis, representing 21% of debt owed. The task force, whilst on operation, detected some fake meters installed by the suspect at Kunsu and its environs. Owners alleged John Fofie supplied the meters. Further investigations led to the arrest of the suspect in his hideout, where the police retrieved 8 fake meters. Engineer Kofi Danso is the Ashanti Regional Revenue Protection Manager.
A team from the Ashanti SBU headquarters that went to Kunsu in line with the revenue mobilization exercise. Then we chanced upon a customer who has abandoned the official ECG recognized meter and have installed these unauthorized or fake meters because there's debt in the original ECG meter. We intended to arrest him directly, but then he led us to the corporate who came to install the meter for him. So yesterday, the corporate was arrested, sent to the Buakwa police station, and then we went with the corporate to his house, and we found additional meters together with our moratorium. If you all remember, ECGMD gave a moratorium that all people who have this unauthorized or meters that are unknown to ECG come forward, then let ECG help you regularize it. That exercise expired in December. Unfortunately, unscrupulous people have made duplicates of our moratorium notice, and they keep installing these fake meters for customers, and then when they install it, they give you that moratorium, indicating that as if it's ECG who has authorized them to do that.
According to Engineer Danso, the task force will leave no stone unturned in its quest to block all revenue leakages, including dealing with illegal connections and fake meters. At least 15 million Ghana cedis has been retrieved from customers who owe ECG in the Ashanti region. But how widespread is the issue of fake ECG meters in the region? Engineer Danso again.
This is affecting us seriously. It is all over the place. A lot of the customers who owe us, they abandon our meter and they go for these fake meters so that they never pay. I have a lot of cases. They charge between the 1,000 and as much as 2,500. And they install this. At Risk Coast alone, if I'm not mistaken, more than 50 customers were using these illegal meters. So we have disconnected them. We have summoned them.
From Kumasi, for Joy News, Eatery reporting.
So what's pushing customers to actually patronize the services of illegal electricity service providers? My colleague, Ohim Interior of our security desk, has joined me with more. Ohim, do we know what's pushing for this new practice?
Yes, Aisha. There are two categories of customers in this fixed meter clean business in the Ashanti region. One has to do with people who visit ECG's office in quest to get new meters installed at their abode. And when they go, because there are requirements that they have to meet, for instance, getting their premises certified by Energy Commission, there are people who always want to circumvent the process, and that end up, going to these Goro boys or fake meter dealers, and these are the people who fall prey to them. And there's also a second group of customers. These are customers who owe Electricity Company of Ghana several thousands of Ghana cedis, and in an attempt to also, keep the payments of these bill arrears, they will go ahead to engage the services of these fake dealers for them to install the fake meters for them. And there are instances where ECG's task force has gone to disconnect them, and then in order not to go back to ECG to pay the electricity bills, what they do is to resort to these fake meters, because once the meter is removed, a new one is installed. For instance, the original meter is removed and the fake one is installed. The indication is that you will be able to circumvent the process. You will no longer go back to pay the arrears. So that has been the reason why many people are getting themselves involved in this fake meter business, Aisha.
What are then the implications of owning and actually installing a fake meter, Ohemi?
It comes with a cost. First, one has to pay between 1,000 and 2,500 cedis instead of going for the original meter. The original meter, I'm told, will not spend this much. You are likely to spend, let's say, a quarter or less than a quarter of the amount involved. So they end up paying so much. And then there's also the likelihood that if you owe these fake meters, ECG officials believe that because the meters are substandard, you are likely to plunge your house or your home into destruction through fire or whatever means. So they are cautioning the public to desist from patronizing these fake meters. And besides this, you can also be arrested and prosecuted by EC, as in the case of John Kofi, who was arrested at Kunsu in the Ashanti region just 2 days ago, Aisha.
Oyemi is with our security desk, and he's been bringing us more on that report. Research has revealed that the abuse of mercury by small-scale miners is exposing many Ghanaians to devastating health conditions, including liver and kidney damage. The chemical is used to extract precious minerals, but researchers say it's more often than not becomes toxic substance with the potential to cause damage if not handled properly. Mining and its impact continues to engage the attention of key stakeholders with unending calls for modern techniques to save the environment. Listen to Professor of Chemistry at the University of Ghana, Vincent Kujonati, highlighting some major challenges.
Mercury never dies. Thus, the metal is rather converted to the more toxic and stable forms in the environment and persists forever. And this is where the danger lies. As mercury is extensively used in gold extraction by both small-scale and illegal gold miners, their activities expose Ghanaians to mercury contamination through drinking and inhaling of gaseous mercury, which is absorbed into the blood. Once in the circulatory system, it can pass through the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in the brain, damaging the central nervous system. It is also observed that the critical target organs for elemental mercury is the adult and fetal brain, while the critical target organs for methyl mercury are the brain and the kidneys. With this background information, mercury is known to 1. Deteriorate the nervous system, impair hearing, speech, vision, and gait. It causes involuntary muscle movements, corrode the skin and mucous membranes. It causes chewing and swallowing difficulties, reduces reproductive success, impair growth and development, cause liver damage, kidney damage, and neurobehavioral effects, and eventually death. Interestingly, mercury also biomagnifies in the food chain as it builds up from the bottom to the top, and this occurs as 1. Methyl mercury in water and sediment is taken up by tiny animals and plants, plant planktons. Small fishes eat large quantities of plant planktons over time. Large predatory fish consume many smaller fish, accumulating methyl mercury in their tissues. The older and larger the fish, the greater the potential for high mercury levels in their bodies. Fish are also caught and eaten by humans, causing methyl mercury to accumulate in the human body, since the body has no known means of excretion of the pollutant.
Religious leaders in the country are calling for the review of the 1992 Constitution to reduce the powers vested in the president, which they describe as excessive. According to the leaders, current provisions of the Constitution does not allow for proper checks and balances, which makes fighting corruption difficult. The religious leaders took to their turn to contribute to the Institute of Economic Affairs dialogue on reviewing the 1992 Constitution.
The seminar, organized by the Institute of Economic Affairs, forms part of a series of dialogues by the IEA to receive contributions and inputs from stakeholders towards a possible review of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana. This time, leaders from Islamic and the Christian faiths took their turn to offer their perspectives on calls for a constitutional review. Spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Arimia Oshaibu, said the National Development Planning Commission should be given adequate constitutional backing in their role, stressing the need to make appointments to the commission non-partisan.
There is the need for an enhanced provision, entrenched provision, and I was in the entrenched position, that will make the long-term national development agenda of the NDPC binding on this and any other successive president. We must find a way to fix somewhere and make it binding. That you can't come with your program and abandon an existing ongoing project also meant to serve the interest of the total of the nation. But since it doesn't go with your political and partisan agenda, deliberately you leave it to rot, only to come and spend huge sums of money again for rehabilitation. I think we have not been fair to our country by behaving this way. There must be a provision to guarantee the constitutional independence of the commission from governmental or partisan political influence. The mode of appointment should also be reviewed to ensure diverse stakeholder representation and prevent politicization.
President of the Worldwide Miracle Outreach, Dr. Lawrence Tete, advocated for a reduction in the powers vested in the president, whilst calling for an extension of the presidential term limit to 6 years.
The excessive powers of the president is a main point of contention in the 1992 Constitution. The president has extensive executive authority, including the right to dissolve parliament, appoint and remove public officials, and make important decisions without consulting the branches of the government. And that's limiting checks and balances. I think as O-level students, when we read government, we read about the arms of government, and we read about the checks and balances, read about the separation of powers. And of course, with this kind of powers invested into a president, it limits the checks and balances. This power concentration threatens democracy and effective government. The Constitution needs to be updated to reduce the president's authority while enhancing the function of the parliament and other institutions.
On his part, Presiding Bishop of the Methodist Church of Ghana, Most Reverend Dr. Paul Kwabena-Boafo, says the time limit for which civil and criminal action can be taken against a president after serving his term must be reviewed to 10 years instead of the current 3 years.
We regard the executive powers of the president. It is our considered view that in the addition to the argument for a strict separation of powers between the executive and the legislature, we propose that for the purpose of probity and accountability, the Constitution should extend the time limit within which civil and criminal proceedings can be instituted against the president within a period of a decade after his or her ceasing to be the president, in respect of anything done or omitted to be done for the people. Because the Article 57 says that it is only 3 years, and we think that 3 years is so short a time for which people can gather their information, go back to look at what has been done, and before they are able to put all these together to come up, the time has elapsed and the indemnity has also come into force. And so we believe that the time for this must be looked at, reviewed, for us to also have people coming into office and setting up and delivering to the needs of the Ghanaian citizens.
Executives of NDC in the Northeast region have vowed to strictly apply the party's guidelines against any aspirant who decides to go independent after the primaries. The party has also urged aspirants to run clean campaigns devoid of insults and personal attacks ahead of the election scheduled to take place next month. The party's regional secretary Ibrahim, speaking to Joy News, said 22 aspirants were vetted and approved to contest the primaries on the ticket of NDC in the 6 constituencies in the region.
In all, 22 aspirants filed their nominations to contest the party primaries in the 6 constituencies in the region. All 22 aspirants are men without any female representation. In the Wale constituency, 3 people have filed to challenge the former parliamentary candidate Abdallah Abubakar. 5 persons filed to contest in the Yagaba Kubori constituency. In the Bumpurgu constituency, 3 persons have joined the race against the current member of parliament, Abednego Bandim. 3 persons, including the immediate former parliamentary candidate Bipo Banabu, filed for the party's contest in the Yunyo constituency. The Cherponi constituency recorded 4 aspirants, whilst 1 person filed to challenge the current MP in the Nalergu Gambaga constituency, Alhaji Baba Isifu Seidu. On Tuesday, the 4th of April, all the aspirants were vetted by the committee led by Alhaji Hudu Yahya at the party's office in the regional capital, Nalergu. The vetting process, which started in the morning, ended around 10 p.m. Ibrahim Tia is the party's regional secretary and a member of the vetting committee.
To contest the parliamentary primaries in the Northeast region, 22 filed successfully, and we vetted 22 today, and we have approved all the 22. It's just a few that we have asked them to send us some better particulars for us to just add up. And we are giving some of them up to by the close of Thursday.
According to the regional secretary, the party will apply sanctions against any aspirant who will go independent after losing at the primaries. He further added that the aspirant had been admonished to engage in clean and decent campaigns ahead of the election.
We've advised all the aspirants, and they've all signed undertaking that if should they win, they will still remain and campaign for the party. And if should they lose, they will still remain and campaign for the party. We've already discussed, and nobody has agreed to go on independent.
The NDC in the Northeast region currently has 2 sitting MPs after winning the Bumpurgu and Nalergu constituency and losing the Cherponi, Yunyo and Yagaba Kubori constituency.
Still on the NDC, the vetting committee has approved 85 candidates to contest parliamentary primaries in 36 constituencies of the Ashanti region. 6 constituencies have candidates going unopposed, with 11 areas yet to complete the process. The party has expressed satisfaction with the quality of candidates and expects them to conduct their campaigns with decorum. We'll be bringing you that story a bit later. Right now, let's talk about the Joy Clean Ghana campaign. And the AMA officials at the Environmental Health Department say you shouldn't be fooled by the plush frontage of eateries. And they say that the patrons of eateries must check some sanitary conditions of the kitchens where they eat as well. In our latest checks show eateries invest more in their frontage and little attention paid to food safety. The Assembly is worried that food in some of these kitchens could be contaminated and sold to the unsuspecting consumers. My colleague Michael Papania-Shali joined the Joy Clean Ghana team and has brought this report.
At first glance, you'd see a serene and relatively clean eating area. The kitchen, however, was dirty, according to the AMA officials. That's the situation at this restaurant at Mamprobi Sempe.
So it means you have made your entrance nice, but where the food is actually coming from is filthy. So we are going to summon you for failing to comply with food safety standards.
The inspection showed that the eatery was nothing close to clean after all. District Environmental Health Officer of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and team lead George Lawson wants patrons to be vigilant while eating at any eatery.
After this thing is emptied, it's not cleaned, it's not washed, and it doesn't have any cover. So flies from here will go to the kitchen and contaminate the food.
From there, the team visited Choco in the Ablekuma South Sub-Metro. First, the team inspected a bakery.
You can see some dresses over there. Now, as a bakery, there should be a separate room there should be a separate cloak room where the staff here, the workers, can change. Okay. You understand? But they don't have, so they are hanging their clothes where they even do the kneading. Now look at the bread. The dough is on the floor. There's no pallet. So everything is just on the floor before they will put inside the oven.
Then, a tabletop business that sells colored chicken, branded and sold as turkey tail.
The point is, if it is food color, we don't have problem with that. But if it is a color that is not food color, we have a problem with it. Because food colors are acceptable. Okay. Yes, but if it is not food color, then we have a problem with it. Secondly, you can see that the food is exposed to dust and flies. It's just by the road. Now, you finish frying this, at least you should take it and put it in your sieve immediately. You don't have to leave it on the open space for dust and flies to get access to this. Yes, it can lead to contamination.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly is committed to ensuring the safety of the city's food supply and will continue to conduct regular inspections of eateries and food businesses. Patrons are encouraged to be vigilant and report any concerns to the appropriate authorities. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Let's take a break on Joy News today. When we return, we'll bring you the very latest coming from the world of business.
Hello, good afternoon. We do business now on Joy News today with me, Beverly Broom. Now, Upper West Region's area manager of VRA and NETCO in the Upper Regions, Engineer Francis Yemeso, has disclosed that customers owe the company an amount of 107 million cedis. 82 million of the amount is owed by government sector, while domestic consumers owe 25 million Ghana cedi. Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
As part of the Public Utility Regulatory Commission's mandate to receive, investigate, and settle complaints relating to utility services, the Customer Service Clinic is being instituted by the service aimed at creating a platform where consumers of utilities will have opportunity to present their complaints to both the PURC and the utilities with the expected assurance of their complaints being resolved. Among the activities carried out, 2 utility companies in the Upper West region, VRA NETCO and the Ghana Water Company Limited, were given opportunity to make presentations on their operations and complaint management process at the various districts. Abubakar Jabaru is Director, Regional Operations and Consumer Services of the PURC in the Upper West region.
We want to let the utilities also explain to them within Upper West what are our challenges, what do we expect from you, what do you also expect from us when it comes to the questioning time. So here it is their day, not our day.
Upper West region's area manager of VRA NETCO, Engineer Francis Yemeso, gave an overview of their operations in the region.
The maximum demand for Upper West region in terms of power consumption is 36 megawatts. Our customer population is around 137,000, of which 53% are metered on prepaid, whilst 47% are on the postpaid.
Engineer Yemeso revealed that the major challenge faced is the staggering amount of money owed the company in the region, pegged around 107 million Ghana cedis.
For Upper West region alone, including ministry, department, and agency, 107 million Ghana cedis. All right? And when you take off without MDEs, that means without the government agencies, okay, they owe us 25 million Ghana cedis. So that tells you that ministry, departments, and agency owes VRA, NETCO, Upper West area alone, 82 million Ghana cedis.
The VRA NETCO says they have already embarked on an exercise to get defaulting customers to settle their debt and warned that defaulting MDAs will soon be disconnected if they fail to settle their indebtedness.
We are engaging, trying to see how they can do the needful. Currently, you've seen UCG go and disconnect some of them, and we are also going to do that very soon.
Now, the Ghana Association of Banks is calling on organizations and individuals to prioritize spending and live within their means during times of financial and economic crisis. Here's more from the Chief Executive Officer, John Ewua, the launch of the Financial Literacy Month organized by the Chartered Institute of Banks.
In a world that is constantly evolving and changing, our financial strategies must also adapt and evolve. We need to rethink the way we approach personal financial planning to ensure we are not only prepared for the uncertainties and the unexpected, but also able to achieve our long-term goals and aspirations. During these challenging economic and financial periods, one of the most important things individuals could do is to prioritize spending and live within their means, and this has been touched on by the panel as well. Practical illustration of the foregoing assertion implies the creation of budget and sticking to its provisions or content, avoiding unnecessary expenditure, and prioritizing essential expenses such as food, housing, education, transportation, and healthcare. Massive investment in financial literacy is needed to ensure individuals are equipped with the knowledge and skills necessary to make informed financial decisions. Financial literacy could facilitate individuals' understanding of the inherent risks and benefits associated with different financial products, such as savings accounts, investments, insurance, and therefore make better decisions that would improve their financial well-being while taking advantage of the available financial tools and services, including online financial management tools, mobile banking applications, investment platforms, among a host of others. To the CFLE Africa team, your dedication and commitment towards raising awareness about financial literacy and empowering individuals with the necessary skills and knowledge to make informed financial.
And that's all for business. We have more business news when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Beverly Brome. Next is sports.
Welcome to sports here on Midday. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, to the Ghana Premier League, and the Kumasi Derby came off last night as Asante Kotoko drew goalless with King Faisal. Now, the coaches of the two teams have been speaking about the outcome of the game.
You said before kickoff that if they play to your instructions, to what you've done in training, they will win hands down. Did they play to instructions today?
Yes, up to a particular up to extent. Because when you look at the way we didn't start the game well in terms of multiplying in our opponent half. You cannot score a goal when you are not more in the opponent half. Clearly, you could see that today my two strikers were not able to move like the way they used to move, and I'm sure that we are going to work on it and then we get them back to their feet. Well, clearly, you could see that they were not moving in order to get the ball into the net. Yes, like I said earlier on, looking at the way they're supposed to move. Zeze rather wanted to sit back instead of being up front. So clearly you could see that there was a gap between Zeze and our two strikers. Meanwhile, he was supposed to be in front of, behind them to always support them for second balls. Unfortunately, it has happened. So we need to go back, try to explain things to them. We'll practice it at the training grounds, and then we'll come out with at least a positive mindset in order to get into our next game.
Still believe you can win the cup? Oh
yes, why not? Because we still have about nine matches to go. With these 9 matches, there are a lot of points over there, and we also know that those who are on top, they are also going to drop points, whilst we are also coming up.
That's your sports here on Midday. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
Good afternoon, welcome to Showbiz here on Joy News Today. Now in our stories, multiple award-winning actress Rosaline Ngiza is calling for more support for the Ghanaian movie industry. According to her, the industry can only thrive with the support from all quarters.
2022, I must say it has been an awesome year for me. I mean, it was a year where, you know, I think a lot of things happened, positive things happened in my life, my career, and I'm so grateful to God. 2023, we've already started. We're doing good when it comes to filmmaking. Currently, we are promoting our new movie, A Taste of Sin, you know, produced by Dominion TV and Samira Yakubu, and it's another banger. So and then I think we had another series titled Billionaire's Wife, which is already on Showmax. So we are on and on, Charlie, still hustling.
You do like, you don't like me, you like me.
You've done it all. I mean, from all the movies that I can count, it's uncountable. I'm sure that you've even forgotten about some of your movies. So you've been here. I know you're still here and keeping on. What I like about you personally is how you put God first. I know that we always say that we're putting God first and all of that, but I mean you are, you know, so open about it on your social media and everywhere. How impactful has that been on your career?
For me, I'm a Christian, and everybody belongs to whatever religion they choose to belong to, but I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, and I know with him everything is possible, so I make sure I involve him first. No matter who I am, no matter, you know, I'm not a saint, I'm not perfect, but God has always got me, so impactful in my career is the reason why I'm here, you interviewing me. If not,
what's your shito business doing? Please tell me.
My shito business.
You see, I've been following.
You've been following me. My shito business is doing good. I'm grateful. I mean, you know, sometimes you get customers even doing videos themselves, recommending the shito themselves to other people, and they even post me without even knowing, and I'm very grateful. Just that things are a bit expensive, but we are managing.
Before I let you go, Rosaline, this question I've always, you know, sort of like a cliche, whether you feel celebrated enough in this space that we find ourselves.
Well, first and foremost, I must say I'm happy about the feedback I get anytime my movie comes out. I'm very particular about my work, and when people are excited about what you do, when they see you, show you love, to me, they're celebrating me. But I know the right time will come where I'll be really, really celebrated. But for now, I'm enjoying the fame, I'm enjoying the love. Ghanaians are showing me love. I mean, that's it.
What else should we look out for?
Keep praying for me, Rosaline Ngiza. Keep supporting Ghanaian content, keep supporting Ghana music, Ghana movie. Support us. That's the only thing we need from everyone here so that we can be at the top. We have what it takes to get there. We can act, we have stories, we have everything. We just need support.
What kind of support? Monetary support?
Monetary support. I was even getting the investment, monetary support, you know, digital support, posting, you know, people flip, you know, keep scrolling when they see Ghanaian content or stuff, and then they, you know, have you realized that on Instagram, whatever you watch most is what they present to you the next day or the next 2 days? Yeah. So when you see Ghanaian content, just deliberately like.
That'll be all for Showbiz here on Joy News Today. For more Showbiz news, log on to myjoyonline.com/entertainment. That's where you find all the entertainment news. In our subsequent bulletins as well, we have Showbiz. Good afternoon to you, Aisha.
Hello, beautiful Becky. That's how we wrap up the bulletin this afternoon. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.